Hi, so this is our first video, so please bear with us. But we're gonna do the riding and review tag. So let's get started. When did you first start riding and how did you get into it?
Okay, should I start?
You can start.
Okay. I started riding when I was 9, so 7 years ago. And I started by volunteering at this barn that I still volunteer at now. And it was we helped with pony rides and show rides during the day, and then at the end of the day we got to ride. So it's really cool. Your turn.
I started riding when I was 6, and at first I was really, really afraid of horses. So my family took me to this place, and it was actually a friend of my family.
That's very descriptive.
Excuse me. I'm trying to talk here. You're going to have to be polite. Okay, so they took us to a friend of the family's, and she had a horse. So they just kind of stuck me up on the horse and kept me there until I was relaxed. I was forced on that pony. And so once I was relaxed, I found out that it was actually really fun. So I just kind of kept with it. And then after that, I begged my mom for lessons for a while. She finally gave them to me, and I never really stopped. That's about it.
Okay, next question. What is the name of the first horse or pony you remember riding? You first.
Oh my god, okay. So, the pony that I was forced onto at my friend of the family's was named Teddy. And he was, I think he was an American curly horse. He was hyperallergenic. It was pretty cool. And then the first lesson that I had a pony lesson on was named Mabel. She was bay. She was maybe 13 hands. She looked huge to me at the time, but apparently she wasn't. And I kept on riding her for quite a long time afterwards. Even after I had progressed off the lunch line, I remember jumping her. She jumped me a few times when I was more advanced, but that while I was learning to ride, she was a saint. So it was good. What about you?
The first pony I remember riding was a little pony named .com, and she was about 10 hands high, and she was a leopard Appaloosa, and she's so sweet, and my barn still has her now. All I remember is her being super sweet all the time. And I loved her because she kind of looked like a Dalmatian, so, yeah.
Describe your first show and how did you do?
Okay, should I go?
You should go.
Okay, so my first show was a Western show called Carp Fair, and I was entering this little white cob cross named Pegasus into barrel racing, Dash for Cash.
What's Dash for Cash?
Dash for Cash. It's where you start at the starting line, obviously, and you run for one barrel at the other end of the arena, and once you get to the barrel, you turn around and come back as fast as you can. So that's super fun. And I think I did one more event, but I can't really remember what I did. And that was so much fun. But the first event was barrel racing, and my pony and I got disqualified because we crossed back over the start line because he got really spooked at some bulls in the opposite arena. But yeah, it was still really fun. I loved it so much.
It's cute. My first one was after I think a few months of riding, and I was on this little Shetland pony named Squeegee. He was cute, little bay Shetland, really fat. We did a walk trot class and then an obstacle course. And I actually remember during the obstacle course, is while I was going around, I had to put a bunch of candy in a little net. But because me and my pony were so short, we couldn't reach the net.
Oh,
so we were
so
just sitting there. Shut up. And so I was trying to put it in the net, and I couldn't. So somebody had to stop the timer and run all the way to the other side of the arena and lower the net for me because I couldn't. And I remember in the walk trot class, I got second, and I thought that was amazing. And then in the obstacle course, I got 4th out of 15. So I was really happy with that. So yeah.
Even though you couldn't reach the net.
Hey. Yeah.
Okay, next question. What is your favorite riding memory?
Oh God. I think my favorite riding memory is because since I do eventing right now, was actually my very first show. It was on a thoroughbred 16.2, basic thoroughbred. And it was the first time I got off like a cross country course, and oh, I was so happy. Like I was on that like adrenaline rush, and I think I made really good time too. So everything was just amazing, and I was really happy, and I almost cried out of happiness.
My best riding memory would probably have to be this summer. What would it be? This summer I rode this. I went back to Canada, which I had not been to for a year, back to the barn where I volunteered at, and I rode the horse I trained named Angela. And we went to our first English show. It was her first show, and it was my first English show. And it was just so much fun, and she felt amazing during the whole thing, and all she wanted to do was show off to everyone. And it was so sweet.
Cute. What's your most embarrassing memory you have regarding your riding? Oh God. Okay. So I was on this pony and I loved her. I actually ended up doing quite a few shows on her, I think. Her name was Kahlua. I still love her to this day. I don't know where she is anymore. But she was an ex-driving pony. So she basically had like a mouth of iron. And she was a school pony, and she was basically that like school pony that whenever you told it to canter, it would just trot faster and go faster and faster and faster and faster and just keep on going. So there was like little 9-year-old me on this pony. I thought I was doing amazing, and I told it to canter, and she wasn't cantering. So I was going around for like 5 minutes at this like super fast like trot, like a pacer kind of pace. I was terrified, and I had never felt anything like this, and I was terrified, and I cried.
Aww.
Yeah.
My most embarrassing riding story.
Good go.
Thanks. Would have to be when I first started riding. It was like during the first year I was riding. I was riding this probably around 13.2 little pony, grey pony, and I was so happy because it was the first time I was riding bareback, and I was trotting.
I read the story.
Yeah, I was trotting, and I mentioned my twin sister also rides, and I was mentioned to her, and I was like, "Oh my God, look at me! I'm trotting bareback," and all of a sudden, I just like slip off. I was like,
"That's cute."
Yeah, it was really embarrassing.
How many horses and/or ponies have you owned in your lifetime thus far?
0. Unfortunately.
Same. I have not owned, nor have I leased, even though I have plans to in the hopefully near future. Maybe not, though. Planning to, but it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, same. I want one.
I want one, too.
Yep, sad moments. Okay, last question. What do you look forward to accomplishing related to riding in the future?
Well, actually, my long-term goal that I hope to accomplish I'm hoping within the 6-year radius, is get to an intermediate level in eventing. So that's kind of like halfway between like prelim and like 1-star. So that's kind of like competing at like a 3.7 kind of range. And my goal for this year is to score in the 40s in dressage and average that. And I know for everyone who's watching this in America, that seems terrible. A 40 is terrible in the dressage, but it's actually really good in Canada because we have a different scoring system. So normally, like, you see people in like the late in the 60s kind of thing. Well, in America, you kind of get like a 30 or a 29 or something. So it actually is pretty good. So yeah. What about you?
It's very nice. My goal would be to train another young horse, because I've done it once, but I want to do it again because it's just so much fun, and like to see a horse grow up and like improve as you train them is just so amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I hope to do.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you for watching if you haven't clicked away, because you probably did. So, thank you if you did.
Thank you guys.
If you didn't, you're amazing and I love you. And if you have any tips for us, please put them down in the comments because we suck.
Yes.
So, thank you.
See you guys. Bye.